Welcome, welcome. I am super excited today. Woo! We are here for a great purpose. I am so happy to be in partnership on this day. This is Women's International Day, right? We're coming together for a great purpose. I am Sharifa Walker. We are here with the fabulous Professor Palumbo and the dynamic Dr. Nicole Jackson. We have come together on this day through divine intervention. I'm going to say that, right? Basically, that's how it happened. I had a vision to do an event for today. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know where it was going to lead us, but it led me to Natasha, and then it led me to Nicole. And so we are here together today to help everyone get their business and their lives to the next level. So I want to welcome you all to the Truth Table, where we're going to have a discussion. We're going to talk. We're going to fellowship together about ways that we can improve our lives. So I'm going to do a quick introduction about my background, then I'm going to hand it off to the ladies, and then we're going to have a great time. So I want everybody to join us. Come on in. Welcome. And if you have some tea, you can sip your tea, right? Yes. And we're going to have a great conversation. So I, once again, like to just let you guys know that my whole mission is to empower and uplift and educate the community. And I believe that during that process, there's some work that needs to be done on ourselves when we're doing that. And so that's why we're here today, right? To work on ourselves and so that we can be the best version of ourselves and show up as the best version of ourselves in whatever area of our lives. And so my background is basically social work. And so I'm social working today. And just because I love to help people, right? I love to help people. My expertise right now is in finance, but my goal is right to build leaders, right? To build people up in that process. And so I'd like to now introduce to you Miss Natasha Palumbo. I will let her give you her background. Take it away, Natasha.
Hello, ladies. I'm super excited. I see the chats coming in. Hey, queens, we see you out there. Thank you for joining us. I am Professor P, Natasha Palumbo, and I'm super honored to be here. I'm all about empowerment. I'm all about raising the roof. I'm all about breaking glass ceilings. I'm all about turning tragedy and trauma into triumph. I'm a living witness that it can be done. And I'm just really excited to be able to be at the Truth Table today to give you all some truth. Most of everybody who knows Professor P knows she comes pretty real and raw and comes with some jokes. So I might crack a few jokes along the way. I mean, you never know. You never know. But I'm excited. I'm just going to turn it over to the doctor and just welcome you on in too. Doctor, thank you for hosting us.
Hey everyone, this is Dr.Nickie or Dr. Nicole or Doc as somebody or some people shorten it to. I am absolutely glad to be here at the Truth Table today. My background is in trauma healing and building resilience and telling you that you can thrive past any traumatic situation. So let's go for it. Let's go ahead and start speaking some truth into your life, finances, and letting you know how you can just get it together like you want to. All right, so let's go.
Awesome, ladies. So our specific subject today is trauma as it relates to success in your business and life, but we're dealing specifically with the trust factor. Right. And so if one of you ladies would like to explain exactly what does it mean by the trust factor?
So the trust factor is after the experience of trauma, we all naturally have an issue with trust, right? And so that trickles over into how we function in our day-to-day life, who we talk to, who we confide in, if we trust ourselves to be safe with other people. The trust factor is key in healing, right? We have to know how to get back there, knowing that it's okay, because reality is that if we can't do it in our personal lives, it trickles down into how we operate in our our professional lives, right? So it's a full circle of, needing it to heal is the quick and to it definition of the trust factor.
I love it. Like seriously, because what I heard you say was the trust factor. It really directly affects how we do business and how we do life, period, right?
Yeah.
Who we let into our life, what opportunities we take advantage of because we don't trust, right?
Right.
Or what things we might pass, what things that were actually brought to help us, but because we have issues trusting, we don't take advantage of those things. What do you want to add to that, Natasha?
Well, I just want to know, any of the ladies watching, anybody watching, drop in there. You got a trust issue? Have you ever had a trust issue? Tell us about it. Do you struggle with, hey, I see Ashley. Do you struggle with trust? Anybody out there struggle with it? Can you trust yourself? Right? This is true. I mean, one of the things that is denied to us a lot of times is our no, right? When trauma comes, we lost our right to our no. Right? No, you can't touch me. No, you can't use me like that. No, you can't spit all your garbage on top of me. Right? No, we can't. Yes, ma'am. Come on, Ashley. Who else out there deals with trust issues, right? We lose it and then we lose our trust. But here, to be successful, you must trust. But
Yes.
trust without boundaries is very dangerous.
Yes.
And the reality is we've lost our boundaries. Hey, Tammy, I see you, love. We've lost our boundaries along the way. So
And
you've got to build your boundaries up.
You do. And you say that. You said a very important thing just now. No. So anybody who knows Dr. Nickie knows that I say the following. No is a complete sentence. Okay? Put a period or an exclamation mark behind it, and then that is it. No without explanation, no without guilt. That's how, one, you start taking back your power for your healing. And then that's how you set those boundaries, right?
Facts.
Because without the power of no, people believe you will always say yes, and then you are always the person that they come to. Are you kidding me right now?
Right.
I'm
Boundaries
sorry.
look, come on, ladies, throw us in the chat room. I see how I love you.
Yes. Definitely boundaries are definitely healthy. Like we definitely need to learn boundaries, right? In life and in business, in every aspect of our lives. And so when you talk about boundaries, or when you talk about the fact that, I mean, how do you set those boundaries, right? Because a lot of times it's negative emotional things that have happened to us, right, in the past, that we don't learn how to set boundaries, right? So how do you, if you don't know how to set boundaries, or you don't know how to even set those boundaries to trust people, where do you start? How do you change? What's the solution for that? How do we start trusting and setting boundaries so that we can learn or know when things are good for us and we can move forward, or when things are going to take us to the next level, we can actually grab onto them and take advantage instead of not doing it out of fear?
I'm going to come in and just say it really does come with the no, right? So one of the sayings, like she says, no is a complete sentence, right? You have rights to your no. Ready? This is a quote that I go by all the time. It's Professor Pico. You have rights to your no, and your yes is undeniable. Because we're fearful that yes may not come in, right? So you have rights to your no. Come on, everybody with me. You have rights to your no, and your yes is undeniable. You have rights to be told no, and you have rights to say no. We're afraid to even be told no. So if we can't even be told no to ourselves, no, you can't, right? Your emotional intelligence must replace your wounded emotion, because wounded emotion will never let logic win, and you need your logic to play the boundary game, right?
Correct. And on top of that, because that's all facts, no lies, okay? But on top of that, you actually have to start reflecting back within. A lot of times we're looking on the outside for someone to answer that question for us, when in fact we have to look within. We have to say, what am I willing, or what am I willing to not accept, right? And we're not going to find that answer in someone else, because here's big facts. People can't respect boundaries that you don't know exist.
Bingo.
You tell people your boundaries. So you have to get to know you. You have to dig deep within you You're healing, and this goes to healing because boundaries is tied to your healing.
Absolutely. 100%.
You can't heal. People can't help you if you can't tell them what you need.
Yes.
See, because when we begin listening to people tell us what we need, then here we go with the trust factor again. We're trusting them to tell us what's best for us. And it may not be aligned with our purpose and how we're supposed to heal. And that's what I got for you on that right there.
So I heard Natasha say emotional intelligence, right? That is one of the big things that sometimes we're missing. And I feel like it's sometimes we can, and not just our emotional intelligence, but what I've come to learn is sometimes we have negative emotional addictions, right? And so we have when that happens, right? I'm gonna let you guys take it away on that. Let's talk about negative emotional addictions, right? Addicted to because of the past trauma that happened to us when we were younger, or that parent that told us we wouldn't do this, or that friend, that best friend that said, "Girl, you can't do that," or someone talked about your weight, or your parents. Those things have traveled with you, right, this whole time, right, and now it becomes an addiction, right, that we have to heal from, that we have to go through rehab, right? So let's talk about that.
You want to take that, Professor P, or you want me to go on that?
That lives in your body, though. You have a trauma body. Your body keeps score. It's an excellent book if you want to pick it up. The body keeps score, and you become addicted to it, just like you would a heroin addict, right? And it's really something very serious. We are addicted to trauma. We are addicted to negative behaviors, and you wonder why you're circling around and circling around. It really resides in your body. You got to go to the core of that. You got to rip that out of your body, because it will. You'll throw it up everywhere. You'll throw that stuff up in your job, your career, your relationships. And this is deeply rooted in trauma. Childhood trauma affects your physical body in that addiction, and that addiction causes you to be sick, right? It's going to get in there. So you have to really deal with this at the cellular level. The other thing too about the addiction is in the DNA, everyone.
Yes.
There's DNA of trauma that has an addiction line to it, and that makeup right there is a lot of work. But we are in a generation and in a time where that curse can be finally broken. But
yes.
It's up, because the way out is within, just like doctors was telling us. You got to go within. The deeper you crawl within, the more free you become. And it's not, listen, there are dark days within, okay? You got to revisit places that you didn't think you'd ever revisit, but you'll finally stop living out of them once you throw them up.
Yes, yes.
And also that we have pained emotional learning, right? So we have learned that pain. And I tell people you can't unlearn something that you've learned. So when people say you have to go back and unlearn the behavior, that's not a real thing. You can't unlearn it. It is there. You have to then develop new skill sets on how to deal with that exact same situation in a way that's healthy and healing, right? Because we have pained emotional memories.
Yes.
Example, and danger, and we have perceived danger, right? We perceive danger as we move forward. Look at it like this: if you're walking in a dark parking lot and you've never heard that anything bad can happen to you in a dark parking lot, you're going to walk through there without fear, right? It's nothing. You're going to walk to your car, and you're going to do it every night, and nothing has ever happened, and you've never been taught that there's danger. But if you've ever seen, or if something has ever happened to you in that situation, each time you approach it, you're going to approach it with the fear and the pain and that perceived danger, right? So it's learned. And also, like Professor P said, it is imprinted in the DNA. It has been shown that trauma can change your DNA structure. So again, it is going within. It is breaking those generational chains. It is beginning to look at it as leaving a legacy of a trauma-free legacy for the next generation, right?
Yes.
But we have to get the information, right? We have to get the information. We have to learn new skills. We have to intentionally work on us. in order
Yes.
to be able to not live that and not feel addicted to that, because with the addiction is also the fear that it can't be different.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
truth of the matter is, you don't have to heal forever. It is just a process
Hmm.
of making intentional moves to learn some learn something new to replace what was already there.
You brought up some excellent points. So some of the things I heard you say was rejection, fear, and pain. And when I was hearing you talk about that, it brings me back to so I'm in my business. I do a lot of leadership development and help people to become business owners, right? And a part of that I noticed as I'm going through this process with some people, um, when they get told no, because we're all entrepreneurs here. So when people tell you no, right? When I first started out in the business, I felt rejected, right? When people would, I'd offer them my product or my service, and they'd be like no, and I'm like, oh my God, they told me no, right? But not understanding that the reason I felt that was because of my past rejections, right? Things in my past of being rejected, why I was letting that being told no be such a big deal, right? And interfere with my emotions and how I felt about myself, right? And so it's important that we really tackle those things, right? Those feelings of rejection, that feeling of fear, that feeling of pain, because it really does hinder you when you're trying to achieve certain goals in your life. Those things really hold you back, right? It really holds you back from your full potential. And so I just, what do you think about that, Natasha?
Well, that's the dice of life. The dice of life will toss you a no time and time again. No, 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 no. Prison sentence. Feels like a prison sentence. It feels like rejection. Until again, like I said, you grasp on to owning your yes is undeniable. Your yes is far more powerful and purposeful than any no you'll ever receive. As it
Mm-hmm.
plays to sales and as it plays to building your businesses and being an entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur 19 years this summer, right? You have to get used to being told no. And you got to get over that. Your yes is far more powerful and purposeful than any no you'll ever see. And you're not responsible for the other person's yes. This is a game of magnetism in sales and business. You're going to magnetize those who are supposed to. This is coding. Pay attention. Wake up. You understand?
Yes.
You don't have to worry about if somebody takes your programs or your services or not, because who's divinely aligned to you will show up. Ta-da, we're here today.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
Two table ladies came together in a matter of 3 weeks. Let the
Yeah.
power of 3 set you free. See,
Listen,
it only take, because little is much if God is in it. Your
Yes.
yes is undeniable. Get past your rejection, because that's just your ego too. Cut that ego out. Your ego just is like, ooh, no. See, ego puffs up and hangs down. Just
that
be.
whole part.
You want to add something, Nicole?
Well, no, basically stands for basically on to the next.
Yeah,
Now
it does.
onward.
But you
Like,
as you grow, you become stronger, right? And you
as you grow,
become
you become
more, right?
stronger
Yeah.
and you understand that, right? I
Mm-hmm.
tell people all the time, the worst you can hear in many situations is no, right? So don't try, so don't deny yourself
Ego,
moving
that's
forward, because it's not a world stopper, right? It's not a world stopper. It's not like, it doesn't put the brakes on what it is that you're trying to do. It just means that that door that you trying to select wasn't for you.
Exactly.
But that
And
goes back to your no being stolen. When your
Yes,
no was stolen as a child,
true.
no, you can't rape me. No, you can't molest me. No, you can't put your hands on me. No, you can't spit up and throw up your, no, toxic mom. No, you cannot do that. When your no was stolen, you don't know you have rights to no. So when you're
Right.
told no, it's devastating. And then you
yes.
have the ability to say no, then your boundaries. Listen, your boundaries are to protect you, not to offend anybody. If anybody's
Listen,
offended by your boundaries, that's on them. Your boundaries are to protect you, not to offend anybody. Remember
actually,
that.
if somebody is offended by your boundaries, you have to question where they belong in your circle, because people who respect you and who are going to be there for you and who do not plan on taking advantage of you will respect those boundaries. So
Absolutely.
so the problem, listen, that is a red flag when somebody starts screaming out that you have boundaries.
I've experienced that. When I started coming into, when I started transitioning from an employee to a business owner, though I had that experience, right? I had those experiences of, I have to take control of my time, right? I can't give, I can't give my time everywhere to everyone, right? Boundaries. And so I want to bring it back
Look at that.
hey Nikisha,
Woo!
this is good. Yes, welcome. Come on in.
Raise your
Woo!
hand, honey.
Good to
Yeah.
see you here. I love Nikisha Woods, by the way. She's also one of the
Listen,
queens out there doing amazing
absolutely.
things for our community. Thank you for joining.
Absolutely.
So
Never had
I want to bring it back to the trust factor again, right? Let's talk about how the trust factor is directly related to believing in yourself and your belief system. So I want to talk about that. Like, how do we change our belief system, our belief about ourselves, which is directly reflects how the things that happen in our life, right? The things that happen in our life. We have to be able to trust ourselves, to believe in ourselves, to accomplish our goals. What do you guys think about that?
You start with understanding that you are not the opinion of others. You are not the picture that people painted of you, right? But you also have to realize that sometimes people form opinions by what you project, right? So it is intentional, making intentional moves. I keep saying healing is intentional.
Yes.
It's not going to come to you just sitting there and just wishing that it will be. You set the stage for how your healing is going to occur.
Yes.
I'm going to say it again, just for the people in the back. You are in control and you set the stage for how your healing occurs. And I'm going to say this, and I say this in my academy, because my academy, because I just teach you how to heal. Do not hang your healing on someone else.
You can't.
That's right.
You can't.
Because if they walk away,
you can't.
so does your healing.
Right. Right.
You can't. That's how you start. That's how you begin to trust in yourself. You begin to trust that you know you. You know what's good for you. And everybody else, get this. And if you're not, and I want you to write it down. Everybody else is complementary to your healing process.
Absolutely.
They control absolutely only as much as you allow. And if it's nothing, then it's nothing. But how you begin to trust in yourself is you begin to trust that you can do it. And yes, sometimes trauma, like it causes you to bear that doubt in you.
That's right.
And it causes you to want to trust that other people outside of you know what's best for you.
Yes.
But you can't begin to trust you until you understand that you are in control.
Bam. That's right.
That's the foundation.
Yes.
Like going within, I keep saying going within because it's intentional. What will I accept? What will I not accept? Yes, I can do this. Yeah, they said no, but that's okay. Opinions, well, they come a dime a dozen. But
Right.
does that really reflect who I am?
Absolutely.
That's how you start.
So belief. But to me, belief means when you say you believe, right? That means I already have it, right? It's already done. Okay. And so that comes in yes, and just having that faith, right? So faith means, right? You have intense expectations, right? So you already expecting it, you're already believing it, right? But this doesn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight for me. Right? When it was like an infant. Like I started out as a baby, right? And then I grew a little bit more. And then you grow a little bit more and your faith gets stronger and your belief in yourself gets stronger and you start trusting yourself more. And then also, right, when you get those little wins, right? And whatever you're doing, it doesn't have to be business, just in life, period. Whatever you're doing, you get those little wins, right? And then you start having more confidence, and then you start trusting yourself a little bit more and trusting your intuition, right? Remember our intuition, God-given,
Can
right?
I
And
say this
so,
really quickly
yes.
on top of
Mm-hmm.
that? Because I don't want people to mistake me saying that you don't need anyone, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that as you begin to know yourself, you begin to know the support system and complementary people who are going to be able to be around and actually help you get where you need to be. But it starts within first, because you have to really evaluate where you are in your healing. Because let's be honest, if you're still in that stage where you're going to accept anything that's being said, you're going to absolutely get those people who in your circle of healing who are just going to tell you what you need to hear or want to hear, even if it's not helpful. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're in a mindset that I'm ready to heal and I don't want nonsense, then those are the kind of people that you are going to place around you. So you have to understand where you are on your journey as
Yes.
You
you're
know,
collecting
I
and
just
gathering those complementary people to be part of the support system that you need in order to reach the finish line. So I just
and
Mm-hmm.
wanted to clarify, this is not a solo journey, but it does start with self.
no, and you know
Yes.
what? You need here's something that's very important. You are the healer of your own life. Because it's
Yes.
required that you do the work. I will hold space for you. And here's something. People, I'm writing all the time, right? I'm a 5-book fan. I'm writing all the time. But people who are hurting don't need avoiders, protectors, or fixers. They need a patient, loving, humble, loyal person who will stand with them in the face of their pain and hold space for them, a safe space to feel and free their emotions. You got to
Yes.
feel, listen, nobody's
Yes.
coming to save us. It's already done.
Nobody.
It's
That.
already done. Don't insult what's already been done. Okay, listen. Nobody's coming to save you. The way out is within. You are going to save yourself. So I'm a big believer, though. They may say I'm a healer. No, I will hold space for healing. I will give you resources for healing. I will give you the testimony of tragedy to triumph, right? I will give you that testimony of healing, right? Tragedy,
Yes.
trauma, triumph. But you got to do the work. I want to be very serious. This is work. Okay. This is work.
Work.
I have been in in-depth EMDR therapy for a decade, and I'm still pulling layers of trauma off. But again, my abuse started pre-verbal. That means, okay, pre-verbal. You can date that back. Long time, decades of it. So a lot of
Yes.
work. Right now, you don't have to spend a lifetime, because a season of suffering is just a season, unless you make it
Yes.
a lifetime. And too many people are going to the graves with their trauma. You don't have to do
Right.
that.
And you don't
This
have
is
to.
why
No.
this is why we have the truth table. You understand? Because we got to
Yeah.
talk about it. We got to talk about the toxic mom coming soon. We got to talk about how this relates to money. You'll see that on
Yes.
Saturday.
Exactly.
Right? You got to talk
Mm-hmm.
about these things in your relationship with your husbands, your spouses, right? We got to talk about how it affects men trauma.
Yes.
That's
Exactly.
important too.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We hold space. You're going to do the work. And if you're ready to do the work, we're
Yep.
ready. We're
And
ready to.
that's why I tell people I give you tools to place in your healing box. Now, how big your healing box grows is
Yes.
really up to you. But these tools are there for a lifetime for you to use when anything comes up. And that's why I tell people I am a complement to your healing process.
Absolutely.
I like that means that you drive this boat. Like you're operating it. This is you, and I'm going to show you how to do it.
And not
That's
everybody will be a compliment, though, too. And that's okay. You
right.
got to
Right.
find the right compliment, the right code. You don't need not all business is good business. Not all money is good money.
Exactly.
I'll take
Right?
your bad
No,
money
Exactly.
and make
not
it
at
good.
all.
But,
And when I use the word compliment, I'm saying that like I said, I help you. This
yeah.
is
Yep.
just like I'm that lemon to your water. So your water don't get so bad, right? Like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
To enhance your process while you are doing the work.
Yes.
The work.
Yes. That's exactly I think how we all do what we do every day, right? We bring the resources to people, right? We provide solutions. We help them kind of assess their situations, and then it's up to them, right, to make the final decision, right? Whether they want to invite, what we have to offer to them. I mean, that's amazing how we're in different arenas of entrepreneurship, but guess what? It's still the same strategy,
Yes.
right? it's still the same strategy, right? And it all really comes together, right? As us being able to provide a service or provide a solution or provide that support to the people that we are trying to help, and then it's up to them to take advantage of it. And so, and I see Nikisha said trauma affects our men so much. Yes,
So much.
praying for a space for our men to heal, our
Yes.
kings need to heal. And she is exactly right.
So much.
Because even before, I know this is Women's International Day, but what we are talking about does apply to our men too, right?
Yep.
As it applies to our children, our male children, our men, our husbands, our boyfriends, our uncles, our grandfathers, everybody, right? Fathers. Our men really need that space as well.
Yep.
And I'm so glad you brought that up. And I hope some men are watching today too. Tap in, man.
You know, that's so
for everybody.
I say that all the time because it's so important. And in order for us to truly kill this demon of trauma, we cannot fight just one side. I cannot have a Me Too movement without an N after it. Because men are affected, right?
Yes.
I cannot have a Me Too movement without an N after that ME. Okay. You know why? Because you can't kill a cancer with half a stick. You can't.
That's right.
You're not going to get rid of it. Men are sexually abused. They are molested by men and women. They are beaten. They don't have. And here's what happens. Women, ready, pay attention, statistic. Women commonly throw their trauma up in their 30s. They begin the process at least the 30s. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Men are typically doing it around middle age, 45, 55 years of age. And let me tell you how they handle it. They commit suicide. The suicide rate for men is the highest at middle age. Why? Because they're going crazy. They don't understand crazy like we do because we have a cycle. So we get to be crazy every once in a while or all the time or once a month at least, right? And they don't. And they're throwing it up. All right. And they need space to heal too. So the way that we come to the truth table is we come full force. We come with the truth. Absolutely all of it. Because if our kings are healed, our queens will heal. If our queens will heal, our kings will heal. And we have a complete kingdom. Can't have half a kingdom.
And
that's
in order
right.
to get that kingdom, even here, just in all honesty, many times we talk about the stigma of mental health, but we don't specifically look at the stigma of trauma. No one wants to say that they have been traumatized because it's like, okay, yeah, so what? It happened. You're still dealing with it? Yes, I'm still dealing with it. You want to know why? Because the effects of trauma don't know age and time.
Right.
And I can tell you this because when I completed my study, I was in Great Britain and I had people from the UK and people from here, ages 29 to 94, all telling me the same thing. So it lets me know that trauma transcends time, decade, age, nationality, culture, situations, gender. It transcends all of it. It does not have a respect of person.
Yes.
However, we treat it like, oh, that was an incident that occurred, so you should be over it. I had a woman who didn't deal with her trauma until she was 54 years old, and it happened when she was an infant. Right?
Yes.
Come on now, y'all.
We have to deal.
Look
We have
at the
to.
stigma
It's like a cancer.
Trauma.
It's like a cancer. It eats you alive, and that trauma causes sickness. It causes a sickness in your body. Right? That unhealed trauma. I see it. I've seen what I have personally seen what childhood trauma has done to someone very close to me.
Yes.
And everybody handles things differently, right? Things come out different. But I've seen what trauma has done to somebody I love very dearly. And it's to the point where that trauma, that unhealed trauma, is eating her up. It's destroying her body.
Literally.
So literally.
Say this right here. People will say, oh, my physical health. That's great. See, because if your mental health is out of whack, your physical health is basically going to follow. But even going back to our men, trauma, the impact of trauma is emotional, right? And when you begin to look at the fact that men are told that they're not manly if they are emotional, we're as a world in general stifling their ability to actually heal appropriately. And again, I know that this is International Women's Day, but let's just be honest. This is the
Let's talk about it.
Let's go. We as women are guilty. and we need to knock it off.
Hands down.
And
So
and
if
even
we
though
want
it's
to heal,
Women's Day,
we have to allow them to
we're
heal.
raising these men, we're
Right.
dating these men, we're marrying these men, right? That have this trauma. You know,
That
I had a son that developed issues, right? And finally, after we went through everything we went through, if we finally sat after 3 years of hell, we finally sat down and he said, I was traumatized. He said it out of his own mouth. I was traumatized by what happened to me. And then it dawned on me, that's why he was reacting that
Yes.
way.
Yes.
That's why he was acting out. That's why he was running away. That's why I couldn't understand what happened to my son.
Yes.
Well, he was traumatized, right? And then we cannot speak on how strong people should be,
Nope.
right? We can't
Not at all.
say, oh, well, you shouldn't that shouldn't happen to you because you should have been able to get over that. No, everybody's experience is different, and I'm gonna just let that go. I'm gonna let that sit.
Personal. Each journey, each healing journey is personal.
Mhm.
If you look at it like a fingerprint, then you will better understand that you can't compare. Yes, there are similarities, but it will never be the same. I grew up in a household with 3 girls who all went through trauma, and we all handle it differently and came out in
Yep.
life differently.
Yep.
Trauma is a fingerprint. And if you can look at it that way, then you will understand that you will never be able to tell somebody how they are to get through
Exactly.
Exactly.
to healing. You can only help them get there.
On the physical side, Dr. Nadine Burke, she's our Surgeon General in San Francisco. She does a lot of work with trauma and has, connections that 90% of our physical ailments come from childhood trauma.
Yes.
90% does. Okay, ready? Your liver, your heart. We have a heart condition issue in our country, in our world.
Yes.
Right? People die of a broken heart. This year alone, people died of a broken heart, just of a broken heart. Okay. They died of heart issues because we're not dealing. This is a heart matter, right? But you have this physical body, this emotional body resides. You have everything from different things that carry little spots, right? I have images of the trauma body and I study them and I study how they resonate out, and you can pull them off. It's like a black cancerous thing, right?
Yes.
And all it needs, ready, is an atom of unconditional love to be dropped in, and it breathes. And the body's breathing again. And all of a sudden you're like, I'm breathing again, because you begin to heal. Because remember, we make everything new. Our body makes all new again. But if you're putting toxic in, which is here, right? And here, it's going to keep, doing that. And you're going to stay sick. People are dying of these physical ailments because it's the trauma trap. And here's the hope. Here's the hope about this is you don't have to live that way. And I tell people all the time, because my students say, if Professor P, isn't she teaching us business? I said, yes, because once you understand trauma, you understand people.
Understand business.
And you understand business, right? I said, if you think that you didn't have trauma before, but here's the reality, 1 out of every 4 girls has been abused, 1 out of every 5 boys. That's a number difference, right? But if you think you didn't have trauma, you just came out of COVID, or we hopefully will be coming out, you're going to have COVID-19 trauma. Facts, hands down. Your head exploded at some point during this journey. You had some traumatic event happen. Something happened that shook up your world. It did. Something. Because you were in captivity and you were with yourself at a certain point, and whoever around you, right? This is what's happening. We're coming out having experienced a massive global trauma experience, which to me tells me it's time, because every story, right? Every story of tragedy can be turned into triumph. We can come back and say, hey, let's heal. But we have to come and speak the truth. We have to know what you're dealing with. So if you're dealing with anything out there, tell us what you're dealing with. We want to be able to hold space for you, because you can overcome. You can trust yourself. It takes work, right? I trust myself on most good days. Not every day is a good day. I'm still a work in progress. And that's just it. It's okay not to be okay.
Yes.
It's okay to be a work in progress. It's okay
it's okay not to be strong all the time, right? You don't have to always be, you don't, it's okay to start breaking down those barriers, right? It's okay to start the healing process, right? You don't have to appear strong to people or I can take on the world. I had to break myself down and then build myself back up again.
And so
Right?
here's the thing right here. The good thing about that is that you have the tools to do that. But there are many people who understand, okay, yes, trauma is causing my physical health. And then the question is, now what do I do with it?
Yeah.
Right? So we
Yeah.
have all of these tools out here that saying, this is why you are feeling the way you feel. This is what's going on. And then their question to me is, now what do I do with it? So here, I love the fact, the invite to just put it out on the table so that we can say, okay, yes, this is what you're dealing with, and this is what you do next. That
Yes.
is the missing link. Okay,
Yeah.
I know, but what's next? Right? So what's next is, like you said, that healing process. And some people don't realize it. It's like getting bad news in the mail and having no idea of what you're going to do to fix it.
Yeah. They need
Right?
that roadmap. You need a
Yes.
roadmap
Yeah.
in every area of your life, right? You need a roadmap. You really do. And I think that it's time for us to break down these walls of fear and insecurity and just try to, bring the real us out, right?
Right.
Bring out the truth at the truth
That's right.
table.
And that's what we're here for. And this is absolutely amazing.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yes. When you make a decision, right? Because everything really does start with a decision, right?
Mhm.
You deciding, okay, I've had enough. I don't want to live my life like this anymore, right? I'm ready to heal, because
Mhm.
now that opens up the doors to bring people like Professor Palumbo into your life and Dr. Nicole into your life, right? It opens up the door, and then and now you're ready, right, to move to the next level, right?
Mhm.
Or when if you're
Right.
ready to change your financial situation, then it brings people like me into your life, right, to take you
Yes.
to that next level. And so it's important, right? Because what I feel like is when you make a decision, right, that fear, and if you're making it out of fear, it causes doubt and anxiety.
Oh,
You know what I
yes.
mean?
Yeah.
So just as when you make a decision out of faith, right, then now you're making the right choice. So I just really love that we are and Larissa says, absolutely, this is perfect timing for me. Oh, thank you, Larissa. Thank you for joining us.
You say, you use the word faith,
Mm-hmm.
right? We have to have faith in ourselves that we can do it. But I just want everybody to realize that faith without works is dead.
Yep,
Fact.
it
So
takes
That's
you
work.
can believe in
Yep,
yourself all day long that this
yep,
is what you can do, and until you put an intentional action behind it,
yep,
is
absolutely.
that's all it's going to be.
Absolutely.
yep.
So you have to be intentional towards your healing,
Mm-hmm.
towards your step, towards fixing your finances, towards starting a business, towards anything else that you have faith in yourself that you can accomplish. You
Yes.
can have faith all day long. And if you're sitting there doing nothing, that's
Yep.
exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah. That's
Right.
you got to work this, and you have to have compassion and hold compassion for yourself.
Yeah.
Not going
Yes.
to be perfect, okay? I have compassion for a flea that will bite me, and then I won't have any for myself. I'll be like,
I love you for that. How about that?
come here, little flea. What is wrong? Who did it to you? I know your
Right.
lifespan is
Who
short.
hurt you? What?
Come
Who
here
hurt
real quick
you?
before you get
Oh,
kicked
don't
out,
smash
right?
it.
Like,
Put it outside.
you
Right?
have to, and I've done much better at that. Where I'm like, I got it. It's good. We got it. We're
Yeah.
okay. This is where the emotional intelligence is so critical, right?
Yes.
So really learn all you can about emotional intelligence. Have a true moment, right? Listen, truth does not require anyone to believe it. Truth doesn't. Only a lie represented as truth requires. So if anybody doesn't believe your truth, it does not make it not
No.
your truth. You understand? Truth is truth. Truth does not require you to believe it to be true. Only a lie represented as truth does. So if anybody, you see, because people will come along and they won't, and not everybody can swallow the truth either, because that makes them have to look at their truth. And we're
Yes.
a lineage of broken truth.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. And so I want to go back to what I call self grace.
Yeah.
Mm.
You have to give yourself the grace that you
Yes.
extend to other people,
Yes. Yes.
right? You have to say, you know what? Yeah, no, this wasn't a good day, but you know what? I'm not going to give up. And this wasn't a good day, but I'm not a bad person because I'm human. And
Mm-hmm.
man, I was tired today. No, I didn't get that done. But you have to give yourself grace, right?
Yes.
Miss Cece is saying, seems most people aren't afraid of failure. They are afraid of stepping into actions and then walking into success.
Woo!
Listen, can you say it? Walking into success. Because
Walk in
what
it.
if I happen to be successful?
Yeah. Well, there's a fear of success, which is false.
Yes.
There's a fear of success. There's also a fear of, there. Oh God, this can't be really happening. The
Yes.
sky's gonna fall at any minute. That's from that. That's a fight or fight response mode.
Mm-hmm.
Also, your reptilian brain plays a lot of part. You got to get out of your reptilian brain, which is back there, right? So you got to pull yourself out of these things, because if you're working hard to get your business, to build your life, to deal with your trauma, to come out and heal, shouldn't you enter into the promised land?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, maybe there'll still be giants there too. You might have to fight them
Gotta
off.
slay them.
Every upper level you go, there'll be another deeper demon, right? Something they say, right?
Yes.
You'll fight off. But eventually, don't you get to a point where all the hard work
Yes.
you're supposed to be in the ease? You should. It should.
Yes.
But we can't fear the sky falling down. But that's
Right.
a part of the trauma response too.
It is, Professor P. That takes me to this right here. Hypervigilance is a huge, what you said just had me think about this. Hypervigilance is extremely huge when it comes to trauma. You are always waiting for that last shoe to drop, because why? How can this
Yeah.
be so good? How can I be so successful? Something's
Yes.
not right. Yeah, I put the work into it, but it's not me. But it also takes us back to the original question of the trust factor. Because if you can't believe in you when people are telling you that you're doing well, you're not going to believe that they're being honest with you.
Yes.
Right? They're
Yes.
not, when they're saying you're doing well, this is successful, you don't trust in you that it's successful. So you're definitely not going to believe the words of the people who are telling you that you are doing well. Right? So it all ties back in to that, just that first question, trust factor.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Trusting
without
yourself.
that, right? Because you then, if you can trust yourself, you can believe that you're deserving. And then you won't be as hypervigilant, like somebody is out to get you, as opposed to just paying you a compliment.
Yes.
You see what I'm
That is that one thing you said is you deserve it. Right? When are we going to believe that we deserve everything? We deserve the best.
Yes.
We deserve it. I want everybody to look in the mirror and say, you deserve this. You deserve to be great. You deserve to have the best. You deserve for your business to flourish. You deserve for your marriage to flourish. You deserve for your children to flourish. You deserve the best in life, right? We deserve these things. And especially if you're putting in the work, because remember, faith without works is dead. So especially if you're putting in that grind day to day, that work, that you're taking steps, you deserve the success you're looking for, right? And so we're winding down, ladies.
We
I
are.
know this is getting intense.
Oh,
This is getting juicy. I'm loving this.
Listen, the truth table has arrived. Don't worry.
Yes.
We'll be back with you again. The truth table has arrived.
Yes, we are winding down.
Are there any questions?
So we have, let's get some questions going. Let's get some questions going, and we are definitely I'm looking forward to more to come.
We're going to tell you about that in a minute. Anybody have any questions out there? And because we are about action, I want us to take one little step of action today. It's just a simple step, right? Who wants to do it with me? Any questions out there? Drop them in the chat. Just take your hand and place it on your heart. Just take your hand.
Yes, let's do it.
Just take your hand and place it on your heart. And we'll look if there's any questions, because we're wrapping up.
I'm watching it. I got you.
Just feel that heart. Just honor that heart. I am worthy. I am worthy. If you can drop I am worthy in the chat, drop it. I am worthy. I am a daughter of the Most High.
Yes. That's right.
I am worthy. Abundance is mine by a birthright.
Yes.
Right.
All the way into your heart. Take a deep breath. I am worthy. I am healing. I am healed. I am mighty. I am the great I am. Ooh, two powerful words.
Yes.
I am worthy. I see you. I am worthy.
Yes. Say
I
it.
am healing. My truth is able to come to the table.
Yes.
My truth is my truth. Today,
Yes.
I come to the table with my truth. I am worthy. I am able. Deep breath. I am a daughter of the Most High God.
Yes.
Trauma will no longer be a part of my lineage.
That's right.
I'm a generational curse breaker, generational
Yes.
blessing maker. Breathe it in. I am worthy. Fill your heart. Honor your heart. Listen, you can live in a palace, but if you don't realize this is home, you'll be homeless.
Yes.
All the
Listen.
days.
Home is where the heart is. That's
Yes.
right.
Right? Now, we have more for you. We have more for you. We love you. This was definitely brought together by God. We love you. We have more for you. We want you to come in March 13th. We're going to talk about money and how it relates to all this. So if you're ready to make some more money, you're ready to learn about trauma and money, get your money. Money moves.
Yes.
Money is amazing. Listen, you can have money. You can have abundance. It's yours by a birthright. But your trauma is deeply tied to your money, your
Yes.
time, many, many things that we're going to talk about at the truth table.
Yes. Yes.
We're open to hear anything you'd like for us to share. And we are available to you. We're available for
Yes.
you.
This is so amazing. This has been a beautiful experience. Thank you, Natasha, for putting us in that moment just now, and speaking some affirmations, right?
Yes.
And so we are looking forward to, and thank you for all the value that both of you brought today. Like a super amazing. This was divine, and let everybody come to part 2. Make sure you register, right? Because we're going to take this to another level, right? We're going to get more personal. So we'll be on Zoom. We'll be doing a workshop, right? We'll be getting down to the real nitty gritty, okay? And we can have more of a conversation where you can actually be involved in the conversation. And so the workshop is going to be trauma as it relates to finance and money matters, right? And so let's fix these things, because we all deserve, right, to prosper and be in good health, okay?
Absolutely.
And so let us help you get to that level, right? Come on in, right? Come on into the truth table.
I love you, Tammy. You know, this is real, ladies. Suffering is necessary until it's no longer necessary. And then you will see. And as a woman who suffered a very long time, to see this today, to see these chats, to know the impact, that's
Yes.
the beauty of seeing after suffering.
Absolutely.
Suffering does not have to be a lifetime.
That's
Only,
right.
It's not.
only a season, right? Only a
Any
season.
final words, Miss Dr. Nicole?
I don't know. I feel almost speechless in this moment because this is
Mhm.
absolutely beautiful. I'm absolutely grateful that we have the space for
Yes.
women and anyone else who want to come to the truth table.
Yeah.
And I am with Dr. P. My journey has been long.
Yeah.
And I am under the impression that I had to go through that journey. I'm not even
Yes.
under the impression. I
Yes.
know that I had to experience that journey because
Mhm.
I needed to come through it
Yes.
Others.
with a formula
Yes.
for healing. I'm going
Yes.
to say it again. I needed to come through it. It was a birthright. People won't
Yes.
even ever, you probably won't hear anybody else tell you that their trauma was a birthright.
Yes.
Me.
It was because
I think all of us.
I
That's why
came
we're here.
through.
That's why we're here.
I came through it on the other end with the ability to help those who did not. Because let me tell you, only 10, maybe less than 10% of people who experience trauma in childhood
Make it.
become resilient.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it's not until adulthood. Right? I'm glad
Yes.
for this table because then we're going to provide information that people can then take back into their families and begin to
Yes.
implement it and cause emotions that are tied to the traumatic experience to be released.
Break them.
And then they're going to be able to allow not just themselves, but their children and their
Yes.
children's children and
Yes.
their nieces and aunties nephews,
Yes.
whomever, to be able to thrive past
Yes.
their experience of trauma. And that's my
Yes.
goal. So
Yes.
that's what I'm
That's,
bringing to the truth table for you. I am
Yes. We
so
want to break these
grateful.
curses.
I am
We want to
so
change
grateful
generations.
to be connected to these two women, because you guys ain't seen nothing yet if you ask me. So there you go.
listen,
That's right.
listen, this has been amazing. It does, the Lord,
Yes.
the Spirit does say this. Remember that this is one of my favorite scriptures when I ask the Lord, why so much? Why so much? Aren't we done yet? No, I'm making you more relatable. Okay, show me, Lord, show me. And then he showed me the scripture, Rabbi, why is the man blind? Why is the man blind? Is it his parents' sin? Is it his sin? And the Lord says, no. And he goes and he picks up the dirt and he puts it on his eyes. He says, he's the glory of the Lord. That's why he was blind, because now he will see. You understand?
Yes.
We're the glory of the Lord.
Yes.
You
What he has
suffered.
done in our lives.
That's it. You were blind because he's going to make you see. You hurt because he was going to use you. There's somebody in the valley ahead of you who's waiting for you to come down and help rise them up together. Remember, we hold space. We walk
Yes.
together through this valley. You understand? So
Absolutely.
remember, Rabbi, why? It's not your parents' sin. Remember, they suffered too. You right? We all
Yes.
pull out. When you pull out, I just want you to
Yeah.
imagine that when you're pulling out, you're pulling them all out with you.
Yes. Love
Amen.
it.
It only takes one link in a chain
To change the whole
that
chain.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Well,
All
I
right.
think we're gonna that's it for us today, ladies. We're gonna we're winding down. We're gonna
We will
come to
drop.
I hate
I
to
know.
even end this.
It's okay. We're coming back. Listen,
I'm
I'm
like,
a drop.
no more,
I
give me
know.
more. But you
Listen,
know
we're
what?
Oh,
gonna
we gotta go.
If you want more, you gotta come see us Saturday. We're
come.
looking forward to seeing
Yeah.
all your faces there. And if you're a man and you're watching this, come on into the truth table too. Right?
on.
We all need the healing. We all need to get to the next level. And thank you, beautiful ladies. I'm
Yes,
just so honored to be here with you all. And we'll see everybody Saturday, March 13th, 10 a.m. Register at
Yep.
Eventbrite and come on in. Get ready to take it to the next level.
We'll drop links too out on our social media. So make
Yes.
sure to check us out there. Thank you so much for being with us. It's been an honor. Thank you. Thank you,
It has
beautiful
been an
ladies.
amazing honor. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Ladies.